Hello and welcome to All Aboard Resin Creations. I've got this lovely mould from Redesigns with Prima, and I've got these blank baubles from Amazon. So we're going to decorate these today using some air dry clay. So if you don't want to go out and buy new baubles, and if you've got some old baubles at home that you want to revamp and upcycle, then you can also do the same thing with that. So we're going to be using this foam air dry clay today, and I'm using this clay as opposed to the other clay because I think it will just make them a little bit lighter. This is ever so light, this stuff, so I'm going to be using this today. So first of all, this can get quite sticky in these moulds. Some of them, they come out fine, and others, they tend to stick to it. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be spraying a little bit of oil. I'll put a little bit on my hand, and then I'm going to just put a little bit inside the mould, just as a sort of release spray. I mean, you can use silicone release spray, but if you haven't got any of that and you don't want to go out and buy that, you can just use any oil. So I'm going to use this design today. So we're going to start off by breaking off a bit of the clay and then roll it into a ball, and then that's probably a bit too big. And then squish that into the mould. Don't want to use these top bits, just want to use the actual circle bit of the mould. So we do that, and then because I've put that oil on, they just pop out really easily. So we're going to make a few of those and do them. You don't have to keep adding the oil. The oil will stay okay for quite a few of these, but then you'll know when you need to add a bit more oil. Then we've got another one there. I think I'll do 5 of these. So we'll do another one. That's a bit too much, I think. Squish it down. Pop that out. And if you do it and you don't do enough, you can just add, excuse me, you can just add some more. So you can just keep adding to it. So you can do it that way. Like that. If you still feel like you've got a little bit missing, oops, you can add a bit more. So you don't have to worry if you've done not enough, and then pop that out. And then we'll just make one more, or 2 more actually, because I think I want to do one for the top. So we'll do another one. And it's still coming out nice, so we don't need to add any more oil just yet. And last one. Squish that in there. Still coming out lovely. So we put this mould, and they do stick to each other really well. So we just put that to one side for a minute. Take the top off of this, put that to one side, don't lose it. And then with one of them, I'm going to use the top of the bauble as a cutter, And I'm just going to cut a hole in the middle, push that down, and then I need a little bit more. Pull that away. If it goes out of shape, just just squidge it back into shape. And then I'm going to take that little bit out of there. I was going to try and save it, but right, no. Just get rid of that bit. And then we're going to put this top bit back over the top. But we're going to give it a little bit of clear glue. I've just got some PVA glue here, so I'm just going to squeeze a little bit around the outside and then rub that round with my finger, and then we're going to pop that over the top. Push that down. So that's our first bit done. And then we're going to do a bit of glue on these. Don't actually need that much. And then just spread that around with my finger. Put the first one on where you want it. Push it down, but be careful not to push it too hard so you don't lose the detail in the foam. And then we're going to work our way round, all around this bauble, adding these on. I don't mind if they're different ways round. Whoopsie daisies. Right, we'll just leave that there. Same again with the others. Pop that on there. Line them up. One's a bit too high, one's a bit too low. Can move them around. And then the same with the last two. Pop that on there. Give it a little push down. And then the last one, we go on that space there. Oh, I've squashed that, look. So I'll have to make another one of those. So we take that off. So do be careful. Don't do as I say. Or do as I, what's the saying? Don't do as I do, do as I say. So we got those around the outside now. So I'm just going to make another one for the top. Just get my hands clean. So we just make another one for the top. Push that in there. And then do what we did before. Take that centre out. Get rid of that little bit in there again. Pop that around there. There's still enough glue on there to hold it. So we pop that back in place. And then pop that upside down. And now we're going to do a few to go on the bottom. So we're going to do another one of the, we're going to use one of the different ones here, just because I want a slightly bigger circle to go on the bottom. So if I roll it into a ball and then push that, got glue on my fingers now, push that into a circle. Just push it round until you get the size that you want. And then pop that out. And then we're going to pop this one on the bottom of the bauble. And then take another piece of the foam clay. And then I'm going to go back to this one that I used before. Pop that one out. And then these stick really well together, so you don't have to use the glue at this point. And then I'm going to put that one on top. And then we're going to do another one. And we use this slightly smaller one, so we haven't used this one yet, so just give it a little bit of oil. Should be enough on the brush there. And then we're going to make another one using that. I don't think it needs to be the full size. And then we're going to add that one on the top there. And then another little one. And then pop that on the top. And then we're just going to finish that off with a little ball. And pop that on the top there. So now we have a new shape. So we're just going to let this dry off for a little while. Just let the air dry clay harden up a bit, and then we'll be back to give it a paint. So this is all dried up enough now to give it a coat of paint. So today I'm going to be using chalk paint, and this is in the colour of Teal Topaz, and it's by Johnson's. So we're going to pop this open. And then I've tied some sellotape, some sticks together that fit in there. So I'm just going to push that in there. So I've got something to turn so I can paint it. So we're going to start by getting in these details. First of all, going all the way around these. Don't put too much paint on so it like covers up the embossed bits that you've got there. So I'm just going to go all around here, and I'll pop you on a little fast forward while I'm doing this, because it's going to take a bit of time to get into all these details. So I'll do that and then I'll see you once it's all painted.
Snowflakes fall light as whispers, covered rooftops trace the night, warmth of fire, cozy glow, hearts ignite in starry light, candy canes and mistletoe.
So the actual base of the flat bit of the bauble, I'm just going round with a sponge brush just to give it a little bit of a texture on the plain bit. So just dabbing it round, and then that will give it a nice textured finish there. So I'll finish off doing this and then we'll let this dry and see if it needs a second coat. So to let it dry, I'm just going to pop that in a cup, let that stand there for a minute, and then we'll be back in a minute to give it a second coat. Right, this is all dry now, so we can add some more colour to this. I've got Ink Lab acrylic colour, and this is Prussian blue. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of this onto some kitchen towel, and then we're gonna just do a bit of dry brushing over some of these areas just to add a bit more colour to it. So we're going to do this all the way round, just randomly. A few darker patches. So it looks like a bit of shadow. Keep doing that all the way around. Some on the tip bit. Some around the top of the bauble there. If you feel you put too much on, you can just dab some of it off. Blend it in. A bit more on this side. So that's got a bit of extra colour there. Then we're going to take some Pebeo gilding wax in silver. Oh, I think before we do that, I've got this one here. Don't know what this is. Ocean Teal gilding polish, and I think this is by Cosmic Shimmer. So we're going to add a little bit of this on. Same again, a bit on the brush, and then dry brush it on. That out of the way, so you just get most of it off on your tissue, and then we'll add a bit of this on there. Just in little places here and there. and then I think that's enough with that colour. And then we go over the top, just get a fresh bit of kitchen towel. And then get our silver brush, same again, take off the excess. And then we're just gonna dry brush over the top. And then that's highlighting some of the detail in there. You can add as much as you like to this, or as little as you like. It's up to you how much you want to add on. You can always use your fingers with this stuff as well. Dab on your finger if there's any areas that you want to get any extra in, and rub it in. A little bit in there, I think. So then we're just gonna finish this off with a bow. Well, before I do that, I've got some clear lacquer, and I'm going to be using the Polar Flawless Lacquer. So I'm going to do this off camera and then I'll come back. So this has had a nice coat of varnish now, some clear lacquer. So that's all dry now. So now I'm going to use gem tack, and I've got these little gems here, and I'm just going to place one just in the middle of each of these flowers, just to add it give it an extra little something. So one there, one there, and this glue does dry clear, so that's okay. And then one there, and one there. So that's our little gems added. So now we can pop out this stick that we've been using and put its little cap back on. Make sure you get all the little prongs on the outside. Give that a squeeze. And then I've got a bow that I made. So we're just going to add a little bit of hot glue onto the top of here, and then stick a bow in the middle there. And then we're just going to finish that off with a little bit of ribbon to hang it with. So we cut a strip of that off and then thread that through the top hole. tie a knot in the top. Cut off any excess. And then we have our little bauble finished. So thank you ever so much for watching, and if you'd like to subscribe, feel free to do that. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and drop me a like and a comment if you wish, and stay tuned for the pictures at the end. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Snowflakes fall light as whispers. Covered rooftops trace the night. Warmth of fire, cozy glow. Hearts ignite in starry light.